Alright, I'm George Simons, co-founder of SoloSuit, and I'm going to show you folks how to sound like a lawyer when you're making an answer specifically to a debt collection lawsuit. I'm going to go over three main points for you. I got three main pointers here. The first one is to cite laws. Second, be concise. And third, threaten bankruptcy. I'm going to go over each of these three pointers in more depth. Alright, first one, cite laws. You are in a lawsuit. It means you got to familiarize with yourself with the law. You got to know what's going on. And that means you got to look at the actual statute. Alright, so get over that fear right now. Go and look at the statute that you're dealing with. There's lots of websites online. There's a lot of places to look. It can kind of get confusing and overwhelming. You should just go to WEX, which is like Cornell's legal library online. It's a great website. It's the most easy one to use. It's very user-friendly. It's pretty simple. It's made for people who are basically in a legal problem without an attorney. So the URL is just law.cornell.edu. Great website. Go check it out. Alright, and when you're getting into looking at the laws, you gotta remember, just a refresher here, there's three different types of law. The first type of law comes from Congress, and that's a statute. Right? That's usually what we think of when we think laws, is stuff that comes from Congress. Like your senator makes a law in Congress, and then that becomes part of the U.S. Code. Next up is rules. Executive agencies like the FDA, they make rules that impact how we live, and those become laws as well. And those are actually way more plentiful, a lot more rules than there are statutes. Then the third type is you got case law. Okay, so when a court hears a case and rules on that case, they're actually making case law. So they interpret the statute and they determine how it applies in real life to actual legal cases. Case law, not to cite a controversial example, like one example might be Roe v. Wade. Okay, so the Supreme Court in Roe v. Wade determined how abortion law applies to everybody in the U.S. and they decided case law. They created case law in that case. Those are the three types of laws, and then you got to remember that they actually double at least. So you have the United States laws, but then you also have them for the local state government. Okay, because the state government, they have their own Congress, they have their governor, the executive, and they also got their own courts. They got a judiciary system. All right, so it's those three types times two. Second tip, be concise. And that's all I'm going to say on that. All right, moving on to step three. Just joking, that's a little bit too concise. All right, but just some pointers here. So concise means be short. Don't say more than you need. Just say the words that are needed to be said. When you're making your answer, it's not your time to tell your part of the story and just get into all these details about what happened. The answer is really just stating whether you admit or deny the paragraphs that are in the complaint. Alright, so just stick with that. Just admit it or deny it. And then besides that, you can make your defenses. And again, a defenses isn't just like a place where you just ramble on about your life. You want to use specific legal terms, like specific legal language to make your defenses. That are like your 12B defenses and the rules of civil procedure, as well as just your other affirmative defenses that are in the rules of civil procedure again. You want to make sure that your defenses are backed up by the law. A good way to be concise is just kind of do what attorneys do, just deny everything, and then send in that answer. Third tip, threaten bankruptcy. This one you might be saying, whoa, hey, I don't want to declare bankruptcy, that's why I'm actually responding to this debt lawsuit. It's because I don't want to declare bankruptcy. Right, that's great, but the other side, the plaintiff, the debt collector, the people suing you, they don't know that. Okay, they might think, oh man, this guy has a lot of debts. He's actually serious about declaring bankruptcy. But all you're doing is you're just using bankruptcy as leverage for you to settle the case or to win the case. With some of the best leverage that you have. Okay, so in the U.S. Constitution, they actually provided the right to declare bankruptcy. What that means, you probably know, if you declare bankruptcy, that means you are liberated or absolved of all of your debts. There are some exceptions like student loans, but a lot of your debts will just be eliminated if you declare bankruptcy. And in that case, if you declare bankruptcy, that means that the debt collector trying to sue you won't be able to get any money out of it. So you can always say, hey, Mr. Debt Collector, I can pay you $500 to settle this $1,000 debt. If you don't want that, if you won't take that $500, then I'm just going to declare bankruptcy, and then you'll get nothing out of it. The debt collector will be like, oh, yeah, you know, now that you put it like that, sounds like a pretty good deal. I'm going to take the $500. So that's the idea. Just threaten bankruptcy. You don't actually have to declare bankruptcy, but in every debt settlement case, threatening bankruptcy gives you a lot of leverage. Alright, and then here's just the bonus tip for you. Use SoloSuit. Alright, if you want to sound like a lawyer, best way to do that is to use documents that are made by lawyers, like our documents at SoloSuit. Our documents are made by professional attorneys, and that said, they're actually better than most documents you can get with a regular attorney, because we are using software to automate the system. We're able to make awesome documents for you, so you can use SoloSuit to make whatever document you want. Head on over to SoloSuit.com. Alright, wish all the best to you. That's all I've got for you. Take care.